This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with this must-see video. Take a look at this. This is from the surveillance camera of a nearby business. A Kenworth semi-truck trying to merge onto I-94 from Veterans Boulevard. The semi-trailer that was hauling steel beams split in half, causing the beams to go all over the road and eventually sending the semi into another utility trailer. The crash left both semis on their sides, and police say the crash closed down traffic going both east and westbound for an hour, but the cleanup caused traffic jams for nearly 3 hours. Troopers tell us the trailer was completely torn in half and ended up with its back up against the overpass in that area. Our cameras were rolling when the semi was being cleaned off the interstate. Fortunately, no one was hurt in that crash. The driver of the flatbed trailer, 27-year-old Brent Boudreau of Winnipeg, is being ticketed for careless driving. And the driver of the utility trailer is 41-year-old Michael Goldaddy of Bismarck. You can take a closer look at this video on our Facebook page. There, you'll also be able to follow all the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. We're also following new developments in a murder case out of Grand Forks. A Crookston woman is now awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty in federal court to an accessory to murder charge tied to a meth trafficking ring in the Red River Valley. 42-year-old Lori Ortiz admitted in court today that she was involved in destroying evidence, specifically cell phones used in the planning of the murder back in March of last year. She is now set for a sentencing hearing in September. The investigation into the murder of Austin Forsman at the Flying J truck stop led to the unraveling of a large meth trafficking ring. 13 people have now been charged in federal court for their involvement. Meanwhile, Crystal Feist of Grand Forks is facing 2 counts of murder in Forsman's death and 1 count of drug possession with intent to distribute. Feist changed her plea to guilty in February of this year. She is set for sentencing in August. We're seeing more of the same today. A little cloudy, breezy, and a chance for rain. Hutch, still warm out there too.
Not bad, and we do see a few passing showers on the radar as we head into the evening. Now, the best chance of that will be north of Interstate 94 as we head through the evening. As you see the radar loop, they're pretty swiftly moving from northwest to east-southeast as we head into the evening hours. Now, we do have a few areas along Highway 5 there from Langdon all the way through Pembina County, and we're seeing Polk County with some showers, as is northern Becker County this evening. Hit and miss, 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder with these showers as they pass through. They'll be quick hitting tonight. Temperatures not too bad. Will be seasonal tonight with that breezy wind continuing, gusting over 25 miles per hour at times as we slip into the 60s both here and in Grand Forks this evening. So as we head through the remainder of our work week and into the weekend ahead, we'll have an update on what you can expect for Father's Day. If you want to do some outdoor stuff, it does look like there'll be time for that with Dad. I'll have details in a few moments.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Fargo firefighters and members of the Valley Water Rescue Team pulled a body from the Red River in North Fargo this morning. The body was found about 200 yards south of the former toll bridge on 12th Avenue North. That's near Jack Williams Baseball Stadium. Crews were bringing in the heavy equipment to remove debris from the river when they noticed a man's body in the water. Moorhead Police tells Valley News Live, based on the clothing, they do believe it's 29-year-old David Takane, who has been missing since June 5th. The body has been sent to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner for an autopsy and positive identification. Takane reportedly entered the Red River near 1st Avenue North in Moorhead, but there were conflicting witness statements about whether or not he swam to shore. Several previous searches for him had come up empty. Stay with Valley News Live for updates on this story. The Bemidji Police Department is investigating a case that involves counterfeit checks being used between the cities of Bemidji and Duluth since May. Police released these pictures of the suspects from the Duluth Quick Trip. The checks are in the name of a Bagley woman, but the account number is not the same, and the account number does not exist at Wells Fargo Bank. Police are looking for any information on the suspects. A young man released from North Korea this week is in an Ohio hospital with his family at his bedside. Today, doctors explained to Otto Warmbier's grave medical condition, and his father described the bittersweet return of his son. Nikki Batiste reports from New York.
Otto Warmbier's doctors described the college student's condition as unresponsive wakefulness. The 22-year-old had been imprisoned in North Korea for more than a year before arriving back in Ohio Tuesday with a severe neurological injury. His father said there's no excuse for how his son was treated.
I'm so proud of Otto, my son, who has been in a pariah regime for the last 18 months, brutalized and terrorized.
Warmbier's doctors at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center found extensive loss of tissue in all regions of the brain, most likely caused by respiratory arrest.
He has spontaneous eye opening and blinking. However, he shows no signs of understanding language, responding to verbal commands, or awareness of his surroundings.
The University of Virginia student was on a 5-day tour of North Korea when he was arrested in January 2016 and accused of stealing a propaganda poster. After a 1-hour trial, he was sentenced to 15 years of hard labor. His father rejects North Korea's explanation that the coma was brought on by botulism and a sleeping pill.
They lure Americans, and then they take them hostage, and then they do things to them.
Otto's father described his son's return as bittersweet and marked the day by wearing the same jacket Otto wore the day North Korean guards led him away in handcuffs. Nikki Batiste for CBS News.
The State Department helped negotiate Warmbier's release, and President Trump called the family last night. According to the Washington Post, the special counsel investigating Russia's activities during the 2016 election is now also investigating President Trump for possible obstruction of justice. Justice Department special counsel Robert Mueller is reportedly interviewing 3 top intelligence officials as part of the probe as early as this week. Yesterday, Mueller met with Senators Richard Burr and Mark Warner, the Republican and Democratic leadership of the Senate Intelligence Committee. There's no word on what topics were discussed. The Washington Post's report comes the same week Chris Ruddy, a friend of Trump's, floated the possibility the president would fire Mueller. A spokesman for the president's private attorney condemned Post's report. A blimp deflated, burst into flames, and then crashed today near the U.S. Open golf tournament at Erin Hills, Wisconsin. This aerial footage shows the deflated blimp on the ground. You can also see several parts of the airship still burning. The pilot of the blimp was able to escape before hitting the ground, but was injured. We don't know yet how badly. Some onlookers captured video of the moments leading to the blimp crashing down. There's still no word on the cause of the crash, but we do know the blimp is owned by AirSign, a national aerial advertising firm. Frustrations are apparently mounting among the men and women deciding the fate of a Minnesota police officer charged for shooting and killing a black driver. Yesterday afternoon, jurors told the judge they were deadlocked, but he sent them back to continue deliberations. Officer Geronimo Yanez is charged with manslaughter in the shooting death of Philando Castile last summer. If the jury cannot reach a verdict, prosecutors would have to decide if they want to retry the case. The jury in Bill Cosby's sexual assault trial told the judge this morning they are deadlocked. After deliberating for about 30 hours, jurors told the judge they cannot reach a verdict on any of the 3 counts against the 79-year-old comedian. The judge sent the jury back, directing them to keep trying to reach a unanimous decision. The sequestered jury has been deliberating since Monday, pausing a half-dozen times to revisit evidence, including Cosby's decades-old admission that he fondled Andrea Constand after giving her pills. Cosby's lawyers maintain Constand was a willing sexual partner. Cosby is charged with 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. Each carries a maximum 10-year prison term. The STEM boot camp continued today at NDSU for high school students from around the region. The event gives dozens of high school students the chance to live on campus, take classes from NDSU professors, and learn the engineering skills to solve real-world problems. They also get the chance to learn about game design, make their own solar power conversion system, and test properties of different materials. The hope is to make science and engineering approachable for those who might want to pursue it further.
Where if they have never been exposed to STEM, we get them interested in it.
I literally did not even know this was like a type of science that they did. I mean, I know they would engineer new materials, but not like this, and I didn't know that they did it at colleges.
The boot camp is a 4-day event and goes through tomorrow, June 16th. In this week's Small Town, Big Flavor, get the fresh taste of home cooking right in Fergus Falls, where one classic cafe is celebrating its 50th anniversary this week. The Viking Cafe has a full menu to offer its customers with many popular dishes, and it serves as a breakfast, lunch, or dinner meeting spot for people in Fergus Falls and the surrounding area. The cafe's owner says they have been recognized for their quality food before, but the honors take a back seat to their customers who keep the cafe up and running.
It is, and like I said, we had the Best Omelet Minnesota WCCO's award, GQ magazine, and Field and Stream magazine, which is, like I said, nice to get that acknowledgement. But if it wasn't for our regular customers, the people here in town, and our regulars, even from the local towns around us, being our regular customers, we wouldn't be here. So we just want to celebrate with them, and without them, we wouldn't be here.
Throughout the summer on the Valley Today.